welcome to MindSec Podcast.
Great to be here.
Today on the deep dive, we're tackling cybersecurity awareness.
Yeah.
Super important topic.
It really is. It's not just, abstract tech stuff. We're talking about real consequences when things go wrong online.
Definitely.
We've gathered some recent analyses on how threats are changing and some really interesting data on, how we behave online.
Mm-hmm.
So our mission today is basically to cut through all that noise and give you the essential insights you need for staying safe in 2025.
And what really drives this home for me is my experience training SOC analysts, Security Operations Center folks.
Yeah.
You see all these technical alerts flashing up.
Yeah.
But the real skill is connecting those blips on the screen to, actual human actions, the clicks, the decisions people make every day that, set these things off.
It's a human element.
Exactly. Understanding the real world stories behind the alerts. Yeah, absolutely. And, to really underline that human element, I actually ran a simulated phishing campaign not too long ago. Internally.
Oh, yeah. How'd that go?
Well, even in a group that's, pretty clued in about security generally, a surprisingly high number clicked the fake link.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, we're talking over 20%. It's just a stark reminder, isn't it? Even when people know stuff, a well-crafted attack can still get through.
Wow. Over 20%. That really shows how sophisticated these attacks are getting.
Totally.
It's not just about spotting obviously dodgy emails anymore. The attackers are getting much, much better at blending in, looking legitimate.
Which brings me to tools. Speaking of, fighting back smartly.
Yeah.
I have to give a shout out to one of my favorites. Have I Been Pwned?
Ah, yes. Good one.
I'm a big fan of Have I Been Pwned. And not just because, the name's kind of fun to say.
Hey, true.
But it's just such a straightforward way for anyone, to check if your accounts have popped up in data breaches.
It's incredibly useful. A great first step.
Definitely. A fantastic resource for taking control,
And actually, looking at some research, finding out your data has been compromised is a pretty big motivator for people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it often pushes them to actually change habits, like finally updating passwords they've been meaning to get to.
Makes sense. It makes the risk feel, real, concrete, not just theoretical.
Exactly. It's proof.
This whole awareness thing, it really goes beyond just spotting fake emails or clicking bad links.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this funny but also kind of telling incident from one of my awareness workshops a while back.
Go on.
We were talking password security, right?
Okay.
The usual stuff.
Yeah.
And I made a bit of a joke about, please don't write your password on a sticky note and stick it on your monitor. Standard advice.
The classic, yeah.
And this one person, completely deadpan, just asks, but where else am I supposed to keep it so I don't forget?
Oh, wow. Seriously.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And it really hit home. The practical challenges people actually face day to day. We need really clear, really practical advice, not just, abstract security rules.
That's a perfect example. It really shows the gap sometimes between what security folks recommend and the reality of how people manage their digital lives.
Right.
We can't just assume everyone gets it or thinks about this stuff in the same way.
Exactly. So keeping that in mind, the human side, the evolving threats, the practical hurdles, let's sort of dig a bit deeper into what you need to know to be more cyber aware now in 2025.
Right.
We know why it matters. We've seen how tricky these attacks are, and we've had that glimpse into, everyday struggles. So based on the recent intel, what are the key threats really picking up steam right now?
Well, one area that's definitely concerning, kind of building on that phishing idea, is the rise in really targeted spear phishing.
Spear phishing, right? More specific?
Way more specific. These aren't those generic cast a wide net emails anymore. They are meticulously crafted, often impersonating someone you actually know or trust.
How do you do that?
They use information they've scraped, maybe from social media, maybe from other data breaches, even company directories sometimes.
Wow.
And the level of personalization can be, frankly, alarming. Very convincing.
Right, like they've really done their homework on you before sending the email.
Precisely.
And it's not just email anymore, is it? We're seeing more stuff about text message, phishing, smishing, and even voice calls. Phishing.
Yeah, exactly. Smishing and phishing are definitely on the rise. Attackers adapt, right? They go where they think people might have their guard down a bit more.
Makes sense. Less expected, maybe.
Could be. And some data suggests people might actually trust a text or a seemingly legit call more than an email nowadays. Plus, these methods can sometimes slip past the usual email security filters companies have.
Ah, okay. Sneaky. Another thing I've been reading about, it sounds quite technical, is this risk from compromised software supply chains. What does that actually mean for, regular people or businesses?
Okay, yeah. So in simple terms, it means attackers are targeting the software itself, the stuff organizations use every day,
How?
by sneaking malicious code into it at the source before it even gets to you.
Oh, like into the official updates.
Sometimes, yes. So when a company installs what looks like a legitimate update, they might actually be installing the bad code too without realizing it.
That sounds really bad. Widespread impact.
It can be huge, yeah.
Yep.
Very damaging. And it's a reminder that security isn't just about your actions, but the security of, well, everything you connect to, the whole ecosystem.
That is a sobering thought. It really shows how everything's connected.
Yeah.
Okay, so given this shifting landscape, these evolving threats,
Yeah.
what are some really practical things? What can listeners do right now to, shore up their defenses?
Well, going back to that human element we talked about, cultivating a healthy dose of skepticism online is just, well, vital.
Question things more.
Yeah. Always verify requests for sensitive information, especially if they seem urgent or unexpected. I got an email asking you to reset your password out of the blue.
Don't click the link in the email.
Exactly. Don't click the link. Go directly to the actual website yourself and log in there if you need to.
That makes total sense. Always go to the source independently.
Oh.
Okay, what about passwords? We touched on that sticky note issue.
Yeah.
You mentioned password managers, which, yeah, I agree, they're great. Any other key password tips?
Absolutely. Beyond using a password manager seriously, use one to make and store strong, unique passwords, enabling multi-factor authentication, MFA, wherever you possibly can.
That second layer.
It's one of the single most effective steps you can take. It adds that crucial second check. So even if someone does somehow get your password,
They still need your phone or a code or something else.
right, they still need that second factor to actually get into your account.
Yeah. It might seem like a tiny hassle sometimes entering that code, but the security boost is massive. Well worth it. Anything else? Other must-dos?
Keep your software updated, all of it. Your operating system, your browser, your apps.
Those annoying update notifications.
Don't ignore them. They often contain really important security patches for known vulnerabilities. Skipping updates is kind of like, I don't know, leaving your digital front door unlocked.
Good analogy.
And finally, trust your gut. Seriously, if something just feels off, an email looks weird, a request seems strange, it probably is off.
What do you do then?
If you're an company, report it to your IT or security team. Let them check it out. If it's personal stuff, just be super cautious. Delete it. Don't click. Don't reply.
You're absolutely right. Being proactive, trusting your instincts,
Yeah.
that's huge. It's about building that security culture, right? Not just relying on tech fixes.
Precisely. And remember, even the small things add up, like locking your computer screen when you step away. Simple habit, big risk reduction. It's all about building those good habits over time.
So remember, everyone, being cyber aware. It's not just the IT department's job. You are genuinely a vital part of your organization's security, really your security posture too. By thinking before you click, by using strong, unique passwords seriously, get a password manager. It helps so much.
It really does.
Enabling multi-factor authentication, reporting stuff that looks fishy.
Yeah.
You're making a real difference.
Yeah.
It's about developing habits, right? Not just going to a training session once a year.
Absolutely. So maybe a little challenge for this week.
Okay.
Find one email that looks even slightly suspicious. Just one. Instead of clicking or deleting, forward it to your IT team. Let them know.
Good one. Practice reporting.
And maybe share one tip we talked about today. Just one thing. Share it with a family member or a friend, especially if they spend a lot of time online.
Spread the awareness.
Yes.
Look, we've really only scratched the surface here in this deep dive, pulling from recent analysis and practical experience.
There's always more to learn.
Always. Threats keep evolving. So maybe think about what specific parts of online security you find most challenging, or what other kinds of attacks you're curious about.
Keep asking questions, stay curious, stay cautious, and hopefully stay one step ahead in this digital world.